Well, 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 what do we have here? I don't know. By the looks of it, we got ourselves a little motor. What is this motor? Do I see, is that a 799 cylinder head? Variable cam timing, 799s. Must be a 4.8 liter L20. So what we have here is a gift. I got it for free. It's an L20, which would be like a 2010 to a 2017 4.8 liter out of a van, two-wheel drive, based on the pan. Customer said it had no compression. So don't really know what's going on. It was given to me. I'm going to take it apart. I notice some of the intake bolts are kind of foobarred, but that's okay. We'll fix all that. 799 cylinder heads. So that's actually a plus, because that is equivalent to the 243s that everybody wants. They have the better intake runner design, the better combustion chamber, 64.5 cc, 2-inch valve. I think it's a 2-inch, 1.5-ish exhaust, which is the bigger valve. So we're going to see what we can do with this little 4.8 liter, 300 cubic inch motor, roughly. So let's see what we got. We're going to start tearing her down. All right, here's a short little video here, real clip. Picked up a used engine from somebody, said it had no compression. It's a 2014 L20, which is a 4.8 liter. Tore it all down. Started noticing there was some issues right away. It had been sitting, so the pistons weren't moving too well in the cylinders. Cylinders aren't horrible except for this one. It's got some weird spot right here, which I don't really know what that is. We'll see if it maybe takes a ball hone and gets rid of it. All the cam bearings look fine. After I pulled it all apart, all the main bearings, all the rod bearings look fine. So why did it do that? Ooh, that's not good. So those are all intake push rods. So everybody's probably like, oh, I probably banged off some lifters, AFM DOD. So this is not AFM DOD. This is a VVT motor, which is variable valve timing. This motor has this cam gear, which is a setup in here which requires oil pressure. But if you notice, something is missing. Uh-oh, so why would it bend push rods? Well, the reason it bent push rods is because it went out of time. The pin broke. And when the pin broke, every intake valve, you see that mark right there? On every single one of these pistons, there is a mark from an intake valve. So every intake valve, because that pin broke, timing changed on that cam gear, because it is a single bolt with a what they call a cam phaser gear, and the actuator is the bolt. So these are common to fail, but this time, for some reason, it broke the pin that holds the gear onto the camshaft. So that is why pistons touched valves and bent push rods. So we had a no compression complaint. They changed the motor, and the motor sat, and I picked it up for free, and I tore it down. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. I don't know. You know, I don't know something that's really good about it. These cylinder heads are 790. Where are they? Where are you? These are 799s. And if anybody knows anything about, there we go, 799s. If anybody knows anything about an LS head, 799 was a 64.5 cc chamber, 2-inch intake, 1.5 and change exhaust valve. Had the better intake runner design, and they usually make better power when you have a setup that needs more compression. So this is the better head. It's similar to the 243s. They're almost identical all the way around. So it is a better head. So I think we may end up using this motor. Nice little high revving 4.8. Maybe we'll put a supercharger on it. So the little L20 that might get a supercharger I'm going to clean these pistons. So this actually comes with a really good piston setup. They're a flat top with 2 valve reliefs, universal, but as you can see a little mark right there? That's from an intake valve. I believe they are hyper eutectic. The rods are a powdered metal cast, I think is what they consider them. And then they break them, obviously. That's LS. Everything's standard. I believe the rod is a 6-inch rod, 5.9. I got to look at the specs on these motors. But I think the stroke on this is only like a 3-inch and change. So I got my fresh, let's see, some simple green. I'm setting it at 50 Celsius. You can do the math on that. I don't really care. Got some water in there. I'm going to lower these bad boys in, and we're going to start cleaning pistons. And that way I can evaluate them, because all of the rings are kind of stuck from sitting. So the motor did sit. It had a lot of grime. I'm not going to say it was maintained great based on the amount of crustation. But let's see how they clean up. So yeah, you can see on this 4.8 liter that the cylinders are a little banged up. It's from the pistons sitting. Like when you turn this thing over, it sounded like scraping metal, and all the rings are frozen on the pistons. So I'm cleaning them like I just showed you, just for the heck of it. But the trusty 375 ball hone with a 320 grit, I think, or a 240 grit, cleaned up the cylinders pretty well. And this was the problem cylinder, and the problem area is kind of gone. So that was a quick ball hone just to see, and that looks spectacular. Oh boy, supercharged 4.8 going in the Nova, Matchbox Nova.